So, after 16 years off the air, the Ninth Doctor is well and truly back. But after the long wait, has his return been fantastic? Or perhaps a little bit disappointing? Find out today in my review of the episode, the audio adventure, my first Big Finish review on my main channel. I kind of did one on my second channel about Out of Time, sort of. It wasn't really necessarily all about Out of Time. But this is my first Big Finish review, so we're going to get into this. Hopefully it works. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the first episode of the new Ninth Doctor box set, Ravagers. And we're going to be talking about the first episode, The Sphere of Freedom. So, to start off with, I'd love to say just how much I really loved hearing Christopher Eccleston back in the role. I wasn't entirely convinced from clips and trailers and stuff when I was first hearing about this project. I wasn't entirely convinced when he was announced, to be honest. I know there was a lot of hype around it, and I was kind of worried that maybe it would get lost in the hype and that I would probably end up maybe not liking it as much as I thought I would. But having gone into it with that mindset, I did come out with it thinking actually it was quite much better than I anticipated, actually. So, I mean, a lot of the time I end up having really high expectations and then I don't really like something. And then when I come out of something that I had quite low expectations for, I quite end up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. And here we have quite a nice performance from Eccleston, actually. I mean, when I heard him in the clips, I always thought he sounded a bit flat, but actually in the episode, I think he sounded his normal self, more or less, and I think he was giving it his all, as always, as he did in the show in 2005, and I think he really, really brought something to the part that I thought was new, that I don't think he necessarily brought to the part when he was doing it in 2005. I think he gave it a lot more complexity in this episode, which I wasn't entirely sure. I mean, he had a lot of complexity into this series 1, but I think he's definitely added to that with this new audio drama return as well. I just think he was really giving it his all. It was great to hear Christopher Eccleston again after so long. I'm just so happy about that. And honestly, from the word go, particularly with the title sequence, I was hooked. All doubts were sort of simmered away by that point. I would also like to say how much I really liked Nova as the sort of pseudo-companion in this story. I hope we see her again. I think she was really great. I thought she had some great energy and she gave me some Bill Potts vibes, I think, particularly. I think she really worked with the Ninth Doctor. I really loved a lot of the stuff that she said about the planet and talked about how the entire planet was based off these video games. I thought that was a really nice element, that it was basically the economy was run by a lot of posh people buying video games. I thought that was a really, really Ninth Doctor thing. I think was really crucial to having this opening story and having that element that I think really helped this story firmly set itself in its ways as being a Ninth Doctor story. I think a lot of the time I have felt like it has often felt with Big Finish stories that maybe it didn't really feel like a certain story was tailored to a certain Doctor. So I'm very glad that it wasn't the case here. I think it really lent itself to the Ninth Doctor's personality. There were a lot of great lines that felt very Christopher Eccleston, particularly the line with the soldiers as well. Where he said, "Oh yeah, you're a posh boy, you should know that these are speaking, like the Romans are speaking Latin." I thought that was a great line from Chris as well. That was testament to the great writing by Nicholas Briggs as well. But yeah, Nova was a really great companion. As I said, she gave me Bill Potts vibes. I'd love to see her in more. She sort of dies at the beginning, which is a bit of an interesting way to introduce a companion, but I thought that was a nice little nod to that as well. I should probably mention this. Spoilers. I might put a spoiler warning at the start of the video as well. But yeah, so Nova was really great. I think the Audrey, the way they sort of tell this story is sort of an interesting way I thought to tell the story, was to have Audrey and the Doctor sort of viewing it as it played out. I thought that was an interesting idea as well. I thought it was really nice to have it from that perspective of the Doctor looking back at something before, obviously, at the cliffhanger we're brought into real time with the Doctor as the adventure sort of progresses into the cliffhanger, which I thought was a nice touch as well. In terms of story, I really thought that Nicholas Briggs brought its A game here. I really thought that it was a very Doctor Who story, quintessential Doctor Who, with sort of like time zones being displaced across history. That idea with the Romans being in sort of 1940s London, I thought was a great idea. It gave me a bit of Wedding of River Song vibes, sort of all the time happening at once. I think it dealt with it a lot better than Wedding of River Song did, actually. I really love the sort of universal threat that's happening here, like the whole of the universe is collapsing. I also like the tease that Audrey said about the video games being a cover, perhaps. I thought that was an interesting tease to what's to come. I'm curious to see what really is going on at this company and what they're really doing, what suspicious deeds they are hiding behind. But yes, as I said, Nicholas Briggs really brought his A game here. I thought the general cast of the story was really great as well. Just all round really great lines. As I said, there were some great really Ninth Doctor lines that I really liked. I liked that Christopher Eccleston was allowed to bring a lot of his own beliefs into this story. I think that was probably crucial to him being able to return as well to the role, which I think was probably something that was very much on the table when he was like outlining it. I remember reading a DWM article and there was a really interesting perspective that I think Nicholas Briggs gave on the Ninth Doctor's character, which I thought probably helped, because he asked something about what does the Ninth Doctor mean to you. I think that was what the question was asked, and Nicholas Briggs sort of gave this really wonderful bit about it. I'm sure you could read it. It's in the issue where the first issue with Christopher Eccleston on the cover. It was a while ago now, but it was a really great, well thought out sort of little speech, I thought, and really defined his character. And it gave me a bit of confidence for this story, because I really felt that Nicholas Briggs understood the Ninth Doctor, and I definitely think it was the right decision to have him write all three of these first stories, as I think he does understand the Doctor quite well here. So it's great that he was on the side of that in terms of writing the Christopher Eccleston audios, the first audios of this presumably long-lasting series. I'm sure we'll see plenty of Christopher Eccleston in the years to come on Big Finish, and hopefully when the show returns. Its 60th anniversary in 2023. It would be great to see Chris Eccleston return as the Ninth Doctor. So yeah, overall, a really great start to the Ninth Doctor Adventures box set. There's a lot of great elements going on in this first story. I'm looking forward to listening to the rest of them. In terms of visuals, I can't really talk about much, because it is, of course, an audio drama, so it is limited in that respect. But I do feel like this is the second Ninth Doctor series, the prequel Ninth Doctor series that I think we needed. I think the choice to make it set before Rose was a good one. I think while I do like Rose, I can understand why perhaps it would be more interesting to tell the story from before Rose, because I think the Ninth Doctor really needed to have another companion to really show another side to his character as the Doctor. So I quite feel it was a good decision to make. I mean, maybe, who knows, maybe once the Ravagers series is done, it might be nice to have some more adventures with the Ninth Doctor and Rose. I do really like that dynamic as well, so it would be great to see them again together. Although I have thought that perhaps Billie Piper hasn't necessarily translated to Big Finish as well as I would like, so I'm still up in the air about that, to be honest, but I could change that mind. She could bring a stellar performance to it. But yeah, overall I really liked it. I really liked this first story. I really liked the cover art, which I've used as the thumbnail art. I really liked the purple colour aesthetic to it. I think the Ninth Doctor looks great on there with his sonic screwdriver and leather jacket. Looking very iconic for the Ninth Doctor as well. So yeah, overall, I would probably rate it maybe an 8 out of 10. I don't think it was like 10 out of 10 quality, but I think it was a really, really great introduction to the character as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more reviews for the 2 other stories in this box set, the Cataclysm, and of course the finale of the first box set, The Food Fight, which will be coming quite soon. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to pace these reviews, so we'll subscribe and click the notifications bell, because I don't know when they're going to upload, but they can be any time. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and goodbye.